Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new Silly Point episode. As you can see, we are getting in the mood for the T20 World Cup, the big match India Pakistan next week. We're going to discuss that and preview the World Cup, the key players who we think is going to win, the semi-finalists. We've got Uzi here, and of course, representing India, G, who is not very confident about his team's chances this time.
No, that's not true. That's not true. And I'll come on to why when we talk about the match. It's a nice balance here because we've got you dressed in the wearing the Pakistani jersey. We've got me wearing Indian jersey, and we've got our chief guest Uzaib, who's
Yeah,
who's ready to play a test match.
I'm
Or
being neutral.
umpire.
Give my who I think is the favorites.
Right.
An
Okay.
umpire.
Yeah, he's being the umpire. He's being the neutral
You can't
referee.
leave an India versus Pakistan debate without an
Yeah.
But if
Very
he's the
good.
umpire, then he's supporting India, right?
umpire.
That was a very underhand joke. See, every World Cup, every ICC event, right? We all get together, watch an India-Pakistan match together. Then normally like 8, 9 people supporting Pakistan. There's only me supporting India, right? And I'm fine with those odds. I'm fine with that because 10 out of 10, 100% of the times India has won. So,
The
well, not
only
100%.
I remember watching a game with Gaurav was when we were in university in the Students' Union, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one game. And then I think in 2017 we watched one game together.
Two games out of 10. So let's say 80% of the times India wins.
Hmm.
You know,
अच्छा, so I think this
there's
is Pakistan's turn now. The
हाँ
odds are in.
नहीं अभी कोई टर्न नहीं है अभी although I do think कि ये बार है कि एक चीज है कि the amount of confusion and upheaval that has been in Pakistani cricket recently with
Mhm.
with the coaches resigning, with Ramiz Raja coming in, with the change in team last minute, change in the squad.
So that's part and parcel of Pakistani team. Thanks God the coach resigned. They didn't die this time.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying exactly this, that this is what drives Pakistani cricket. Confusion, drives chaos. Confusion drives it. So I think best preparation Pakistan can ask for. The series against England getting cancelled, series against New Zealand getting cancelled. So all of those things make it a perfect storm.
Okay. Okay. So let's
But
start.
but but India versus Pakistan, India will win. बाकी मुझे पता नहीं.
Is that it? Is that the end of the preview for India
No, no,
Pakistan?
no.
No, I think obviously India on paper is a stronger team. They're favorites given they've been playing IPL for the last few weeks in UAE. But I think all the pressure would be on India, right? Because there's no expectation from Pakistan, especially like Gaurav mentioned, all the chaos in the last few weeks. So I think we are the underdogs this time, and no one is taking that away. Obviously, especially because they've been playing IPL together. But I think that gives Pakistan advantage. But I think mainly we lose India too because of the pressure, right? Because there's so much expectation that we are going to win this time. So this time, I think Pakistan will not have that pressure or expectation that we have to win this game or we expected to win this game. And I think we have the players. Pakistan has the players best opening partnership in the World Cup. Arguably, like if they get going, Babar Azam and Rizwan, if they give you a good start, say 100 in the first 10, 11 overs, then you have the platform where likes of like Shoaib Malik or Fakhar Zaman or, those guys, they can give you a quick 20, 30. And if you get somewhere around 170, 180, I think that's a competitive total to chase in UAE. But to be honest, Pakistan's only way of winning this game is batting first. I don't think we can chase too much pressure on them that way, or unless Babar Azam gives you 100, which is too much, right? So I think if Pakistan has to win this game, they have to win toss, bat first, expect Babar Azam and Rizwan to put up a big opening partnership, and then rely on some of the middle order who are not that great to chip in with a quick 20-30s here and there and get you to around 130, 180. And I think that's the recipe for Pakistan. Anything else, India wins the toss, I would say it's pretty much match over there, unless, something like Shaheen Afridi gets you 2 or 3 wickets in the opening spell. But yeah, India is the favorites. But the good thing for Pakistan is that there's no pressure. The team has players who can win us the games. There are some really good bowlers and batsmen. You look at Shaheen Afridi, you look at Hassan Ali, you look at Babar Azam, Rizwan. They are proper match winners. They are T20 players who can win you games. Babar Azam has been ranked like number 1, number 2 in the world for the last couple of years in T20s. But again, India has a very strong.
Unbeaten in UAE.
But obviously, India has big like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant. So some big hitters, very, very experienced team. They obviously are a very strong unit. They have been playing IPL together. The thing with them is obviously they haven't played together as a team a lot. In IPL, they've been playing in different teams. So I think that might obviously be a factor, coming back together and playing as a team. International cricket is different from franchise cricket. But again, I think on paper, it's a stronger team, very, very experienced team. And I think the odds are in their favor. But yeah, there's an outside chance if things click, Pakistan.
Where are they playing? Is this in
Dubai.
Dubai, right? So it's fair to say that anything between 180 and 200 is a pass score.
Yes, I think they need to score 180. Whoever the team batting first, I think 180 would be a winning total.
I think Sharjah, Pakistan would have had a better chance if there was any game. If it was in Sharjah, because Pakistan, the more low scoring the chance, the better it is for Pakistan.
But even Dubai is not like high scoring. It's not like one of those high. Like 170, 180 would be a good total.
But no, I agree with Uzeb on the pressure point. I would say that the biggest threat to India is Shaheen Shafridi with his left arm angle and his ability to swing the ball both ways. I think that's where the game can be won or lost. If Rohit and Virat, who I think will open with Rohit, if both of them can withstand the first 3 or 4 overs without losing wickets, then I think India are in a very good chance to win. And the other area that I think India have an advantage is with someone like Varun Chakravarti. Obviously, none of the Pakistani players have seen him, up close. They would have seen videos of him bowling, but playing him in person is, different from watching him bowl on video. So I think if India go in with Varun Chakravarti, he can be the trump card against most teams. I think so. Yeah.
But Pakistan have had a secret agent in the IPL, Matthew Hayden, who's been watching every game.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely done a few pitch reports as well, so he definitely has a feel of what the grounds are like and what is going to happen. So that's certainly.
Who's our batting? Is Abdul Razak the coach? Who's the head coach?
There is no head coach.
Saklai Mushtaq is technically the head coach.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not been confirmed, but Mushtaq, Vernon Philander, and Matthew Hayden are the coaches, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a.
Yeah. But at least all the players are going to be in good spirits with Matthew Hayden there. He seems like a very jolly person. He enjoys himself. So, at least you can say that pressure isn't going to be there. I don't think he's going to put that kind of pressure on them. Ke, "Arey, nahi, aisa hi karna hai, aise jeetna hai." Misbah came across as a kind of person who would do that. Ki, nahi, bas jeetna hai, jo ho jaye. This is do or die.
I think he didn't be more of a consultant, right? He will tell you how to play if you lose an early wicket, or how to build your innings. Like, we know about
at this level, it's all about the mentality. It's all about the thinking. It's not so much about the technical aspects of the game. It's all about the thinking.
New Zealand went to Bangladesh recently, and they obviously got rolled out because they didn't know how to play on those pitches. So on those pitches, if you had scored 110, 120, you would have won that game, right? But they were getting bowled out for 60 because they were trying to hit every ball. So things like that. If, for example, we have a game in Sharjah or even in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, and he sees a worn out pitch which has been used like 6 or 8 times in IPL. 140 might be a good total there. So there's no need to go for a 200 and then get out for 90, right? So just play your innings, take single doubles, and just hit the loose balls and get to 140 sometimes. So those kind of things I think come in with experience and someone who knows the condition and everything. And obviously you can give probably some power hitting tips to some of our middle order
to all of our batsmen. The problem is, I think for Pakistan it's a high risk strategy. Like if the top two don't click, then there's no chance. Because the middle order it will only perform because Pakistan हमारी वो mentality नहीं होती कि 20 for 2 पे जाके you still start hitting.
Yeah, like
England. If 20 for 2, then will be like 50 for 2 in 10 overs, and then you're too far behind, and then the game is over.
True.
So look at England. They're 20 for 2 in 2 overs. They will be like 80 for 4, but in 8 overs, they will still keep scoring their runs.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little unfair because England have that. They've built those kinds of players over the last 5-6 years. So in order to make a change, it has to be done at the grassroots level. It has to be done at the domestic level. So that's where the difference is. And it's so difficult because someone like Iftikhar Ahmed, I know he performed pretty well in the recently concluded T20 Cup in Pakistan. So he's done well, but then he's already played at the international level, but he hasn't performed. So it's very difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very difficult to judge then. How can you pick a player then?
But it's the
Yes.
same with
How do you?
all Pakistani, like except for
Yeah.
Babar and Rizwan, it's the same for Asif Ali, Azam
Yeah.
Khan, Huisdil.
Yeah.
They all perform in domestic, they go back, they get dropped because they don't do anything international, and they come back again, and it's the same circus every time. So,
But I think you just need to stick to like a couple of players and give them a proper chance, right? With Pakistan, they give you like 3 games and then drop you. They bring you again like 6 months later, 3
Yeah.
games. So I think they need to be given a couple of full series.
yeah. I think
I
after the World
agree.
Cup, when Malik and Hafiz retire, then they'll have chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
No,
probably will have.
I agree that if you've identified a player, then
Mhm.
you stick with him. Like I
Yeah,
can
give him.
think of many examples. I can think of many examples in the Indian team and other teams as well, where players have been stuck with. Like even if you think about someone like I don't know, Owen Morgan,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Obviously he's captain, so maybe let's not take his example. But someone
Come
like
on,
Moeen
Rohit
Ali,
Sharma, man. He struggled for the first, when he initially came.
who
And look at
sorry,
him, Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma, yeah,
Rishabh
and
Pant,
Rishabh Pant as well. Yeah, there are lots of examples. Hardik Pandya as well is
Not
struggling
really. He's still like.
significantly.
he only performed against Pakistan. I think he's a bit of. I think he thoda sa exposed ho gaya ab wo. I don't think he's as good as people think he is, to be honest.
I still think he has the goods. It's just about clicking. The same thing
And you
with
can say that about any player, right? वो तो तुम किसी के
no
बारे
no
में
no.
कह सकते हो.
But there are certain players that you can see they've got the talent, they've got the experience, they've got the temperament to do it. It just doesn't happen as often. But with some players, you can see that's not true.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you take I don't know. Someone like I don't know Venkatesh Iyer, right? Venkatesh Iyer. He's obviously new to the scene. He hasn't played international cricket, but I still feel he's got a long way to go before he can get picked for India.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's that gap.
Yeah.
You can see that gap. When you score a 50 of 30
Yeah.
balls, the aim is to carry on. He plays a poor shot and he gets out. He tries to hit the ball out of the ground without thinking. I think he gets tired.
No, but
The
same
physical
with
fitness.
Pandya. I think once if he's in the flow, then fine. But if he's struggling, then he'll. I think he's a bit overrated now. But anyways, he'll probably smash Pakistan like he always does, and then flop in the whole World Cup.
Okay, let's move on, guys. Okay, so I think we all have given our tips on Pakistan versus India, right?
Yeah.
So what it's like 4 semifinal. Let's do the 4 semifinalists, right?
4 semi-finals.
We can
Yeah.
start.
I'll go for the same safe options. India, Pakistan from this group, and then England, West Indies from the other group. Probably the easiest option. Although I still think Afghanistan have an upset in them. So let's see.
Yeah. I agree with Zahid's selection. I think India, Pakistan from one group, and then England, West Indies. I mean, the number of match winners that West Indies have, I don't think any team can match that.
Yes.
Guys like Dwayne Bravo and Kieron Pollard. Dwayne Bravo has won 16 T20 titles. Kieron Pollard has won 15 T20 titles.
And Shoaib Malik has won 13. Who's next in the list?
Shoaib Malik, yeah, okay, fine.
Without
Yeah, he's
IPL.
won without IPL, yeah, fair enough. But uh, West Indies just has got match winners throughout their whole lineup. So it's a tough one, but I think England, West Indies certainly, and India, Pakistan.
For me, I think again similar from our group. I would say India, Pakistan are the favorites. With again, I think Afghanistan can upset, especially on the UAE pitches. The
Yeah.
kind of spinners they probably have the best batting or bowling lineup
Yeah.
out of all the teams. And they have some of the hitters who can really give you like quick 20, 30s here and there. So it's a very dangerous team. And I think they might be an upset, especially against Pakistan. From the other group, I think West Indies is strong, but I find them very inconsistent. They are like individual players, but as a team, they are very hit and miss. On their day, they can go on and score 250, but if they have an off day, they will lose to Ireland or like Bangladesh. So I would actually go with Australia and England as my 2 semi-finalists.
Australia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think Australia right now is looking very average on paper, but they are a tournament team. Like they come to tournaments and it's a completely different ball game for them. I think they are over the last couple of decades they've done well generally in big ICC tournaments. So I think they will get to the semi-finals at least.
Wow, I would say that's a bold prediction because they are the one team that haven't played together regularly. Someone like Mitchell Stark, I think since the last T20 World Cup, well, he didn't play the last but since he played the last T20 World Cup, he's probably played like 10 T20 internationals. From 2014 till now, he's played 10 T20 internationals. So
but it's
I
still
think
like they're still very skillful players. So I think
no, of course. And in fact, I feel like on paper they're very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
last 12 to 18 months, a lot of teams haven't played proper cricket because of COVID-19, all of that. So that's obviously a factor. But just given their, the mental game is very strong. With even on paper, they might be not as talented as the West Indians, but when they come together, the team very intelligently, right? And they have this attitude of giving up. So even if they are like chasing 170 and they're down for like 100 for 5, they can have someone coming in and
And Maxwell is in very good form.
Maxwell is arguably the only player in that lineup who's been in form. David Warner, he's been out of form since quite a while. Finch hasn't played. Finch has been injured. He's coming back from injury. Smith is coming back from injury. Mitch Marsh has been in good form. Mitch Marsh and Glenn Maxwell are probably their best players. Stoinis is coming back from injury. In terms of the bowling, probably Josh Hazelwood. He's been in good form. Yeah. Pat Cummins didn't play the IPL. Mitchell Stark didn't play the IPL. So, form-wise, I'm not sure. But on paper, that team is very strong. And the only tournament where they haven't done well is the T20 World Cup. Throughout history. Since 2007, they just haven't. I think they've only got to one final in 2010. And I don't think they've ever been to any other semi-finals. So, I think it's still a tough ask of them.
Okay, what's the final prediction then? Finals.
Final will be England, Pakistan, and England will win.
Wow. Very, very strong England focus.
Yeah. Pakistan England will have to be semi-final because Pakistan finish second in the group. No, Pakistan will win the group. They'll beat Australia, and then England will beat India, and then Pakistan, England finally, England to win.
Fine.
If Pakistan gets to final, Pakistan is winning it. I can tell you that. So my Pakistan versus England final with Pakistan to win. Okay. Very patriotic, not happening, but that's what it is.
No, I'm going with India England, right? India England can play in the finals, can't they?
Yeah.
So
that's the favorite because they'll both win their groups, and then that's like the favorites final.
Yeah.
I think they're the top two seeds.
Yeah, that is the favorites because India and England will top their groups. India will play West Indies. England will play Pakistan. Yeah. India and England progress, and India wins. Patriotic. I'm okay with that. I feel like India have the team as well to go all the way.
So patriotism aside, we all have England in the final, so we can assume England is actually the favorites.
Well, you know what? The only thing I'd say about England is their bowling is a little iffy. Batting, no worries at all. No issues about the batting. They can smash any attack, but the bowling I'm not so confident of.
No, but it's pretty decent, right? They have who is Mark Wood.
They've got some fast bowlers. Yes, they've got Mark Wood. They've got Timal Mills.
Yeah, Jofra injured, right?
Archer's injured. No Stokes, right? So in terms of their bowling, I feel like they're a little short. I mean, see, Chris Wokes, David Willey, they're good bowlers. Yeah, they're good bowlers. But are they quality T20 bowlers? I'm not sure. Tom Curran, every time he does well, he'll bowl 3 good overs and then one horrible over that'll lose you the game. So it's the bowling that is not that good.
Chris Jordan is okay. Adil Rashid.
Rashid is the only one.
Moeen Ali.
Okay.
But he's going to bat.
Again, batting is so strong. Yes, batting is good, right? So
they will be chasing 200s, like no issue.
Yeah,
but bowling
similar, it's a similar thing to the West Indies, right?
Yeah.
The West Indies bowling is a little weak, but then again, I feel like they still have some experience there with Dwayne Bravo, being there, and Kieran Pollard as well. Even though he doesn't bowl as much, but he still can bowl if he wants to. Russell is a decent death bowler. So I feel like they've probably got a little more experience there than England do.
Who's going to be the player of the tournament?
Player of the tournament. I wish Babar Azam. Fine. Right. Wow. You didn't even wait for me to say. I know. I was going to say I wish Sunil Narayan was in the tournament. Then I'd probably pick him as player of the tournament, but he's not. So I have to think about it.
Or you can go Glenn Maxwell, but then you didn't pick them to reach the semi-final, so I don't think.
No, not Maxwell. I'm going to go with the left field option. I'm going to go with Varun Chakravarti. If he plays all the games, I think economy, wickets, strike rate, he's going to be on top.
Interesting.
Interesting. I would go for. I'd like to say Rashid Khan, but again, they won't qualify, so maybe not. Left field, Mohammad Hafiz. I think it's his last tournament. He's going to bowl as well, and he's going to bowl with a very clean action.
Are we sure about that?
Because it's his last tournament, he doesn't care if he gets banned or whatever. So I think he's going to bowl. He'll be crucial in the semi-final we play against West Indies, because West Indies always struggle against Hafiz, and then with the
they've
bat,
got
he's going to.
and they've got quite a few left-handers, right?
Yeah.
Gale, Lewis,
Lewis.
Hitmaya,
Hetmeyer,
Puran.
yeah.
So yeah.
So I think I think it's his last chance. He's always flattered to deceive for Pakistan. He had like one good year, like 6 months, but I think this is his chance. So I think he's going to, especially with all his photos and his Gucci shoes, I think it's about time that he's going to come big.
If he retires after the World Cup, then even if he chucks a few deliveries and gets banned,
It doesn't matter. Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters.
Ball, the best your ball was 50-degree angle, doesn't matter. You have 3 weeks before you get again.
Okay. Yeah.
I would stick to, like, on paper, like the one backbone of Pakistan cricket, Babar Azam. If he performs and if Pakistan gets to like semi-final, final, I think he's a strong contender.
Yeah.
I probably see him scoring a century and a few 50s. So yeah, he'll probably be among the top 2 or top 3 on scorers, and obviously he's the captain. So.
And how about highest wicket taker, highest run scorer?
Highest run scorer. Good question. I'll probably be Jason Roy? Yeah, Jason Roy probably. I think if he gets going.
I was going to say YJB. I mean,
but he bats at 4, so I think.
Oh yeah, actually, sorry, my bad. I forgot. Yeah, he's moved down the order to 4.
Run scorer for me, Jason Roy. Highest wicket taker. Again, I want to say Rashid Khan, but he's not going to play enough games.
Yeah,
he's going to play 2 less games.
Qualifiers, he might be actually on paper. He might actually get.
Yeah, if they qualify, then yes. Yeah, but I don't think he'll qualify. Probably Bumrah, because he bowls in the death.
Afghanistan they're not playing the initial.
No, they're not playing the qualifiers. They directly made it.
They're in the Super 12 mode.
We are not even including people like Shakib Al Hasan, right? I think he will be up there for match of the tournament, because I think Bangladesh can. We are writing them off, but I think they are a strong team, and they're probably not the favorites, but they can get to the semi-finals. And if they do get to the semis, then I will see probably Shakib would have bowled and batted both. So I think he's a strong contender for.
Because if they beat New Zealand, which they've done, yeah. If they win their group, they'll be in Pakistan's group, right? And if they can beat New Zealand, they can beat one of India, Pakistan, and then they qualify.
Yeah. Shakib Al Hasan for me is a key, like a key one. If he performs, then yeah, and they have a good set of, like little players here and there who can chip in, especially in the Asian conditions, I think.
So
but yeah, high scoring probably.
Has to be Azam, right?
I would say Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma for me probably would be like amongst the runs. So Rohit Sharma for highest amount of runs, and for wickets, I would say Shaheen Shah.
Interesting. I'm going to go with Mustafizur Rahman for highest wicket taker. Only because he's playing, Bangladesh is playing the qualifiers, aren't they?
Yeah, but excluding the qualifiers.
No, but then officially who's going to be the highest wicket taker in the World Cup? Then he's in with a chance. So I'm going to say Mustafizur Rahman, and highest run scorer, I'm going to go with Evan Lewis.
Evan Lewis, wow,
yes, from West Indies. I think he's been in phenomenal form recently, and yeah, he's the highest. Is he the highest 6-hitter in this year? No, I think it's Glenn Phillips who's the highest 6-hitter, and Evan Lewis is second or third. But yeah, just the way he bats and the form he's in, I think Evan Lewis and Rahman.
Chalo, interesting.
I've got Jason Roy and Bumrah. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. There you have it, huh? There you have it. Our predictions, our picks. Let us know what you think. We're ready for the big game next week. India, Pakistan. Let us know in the comments who's going to win. And as always, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching.
And hopefully we'll try and share some videos with everyone from next week, because we're all going to be there together, watching it together. So hopefully we can share Uzaib shouting.
Gaurav throwing his cap on the floor after.
No, that's not going to happen.
Bumrah has been hit for 6.
No, that's not going to happen. But Uzaib shouting, that is going to happen. No matter who wins or loses.
Shouting to बनती है.
फिर वो तो दिखेगा ही ना, तो वो तो मिलेगा ही. He'll have some interesting footage.
Why don't just make sure you wear your best green shirt, okay?
I'm gonna wear my best blue shirt.
Chalo, good luck, guys. See
Okay.
you. See
Hello.
you. And
See you.
See you.
Okay. Okay.
may the best team win.